We are back. This is episode 80 of the We Are One, You Are Two, a PlayStation podcast. I am your host for all 80 episodes, Rob Fanzo, joined by a man who once thought that sandwiches were made with 3 slices of bread, Matt Rose.
I mean, sometimes you just want that extra slice.
Yeah. Well, technically, a double cheeseburger sometimes is made with 3 slices of bread, is it not?
Yeah. It's called a Big Mac.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's a McDonald's. Not everybody can call it a Big Mac. I think there's like copyright issues there.
Sure.
Anyway, I just want to remind everyone that if you like what you hear, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube every week. Go like, subscribe, share us there, share us with your friends, your family, get the word out. Help us out here a little bit. We are a dying breed. That is the small podcast, I mean. Not us. We're not dying. Anyway.
I was about to say, is there something you're telling me on air, Rob?
There's something I need to get off my chest, yeah. Anyway, so go rate us on those things. Go share. Like I said, go subscribe to us. We really appreciate it. Matt, we've got a great show lined up for everybody this week. We're going to talk a little bit about, of course, what we've been playing, because we always like to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Call of Duty's Alpha that is out. We'll talk about Erica. We'll talk about Dreams. We'll talk about PS5 design leaks, as well as what we want for PS Plus games for September. And finally, we'll also talk about why we're so excited for Remedy's Control, which will be out by the time this podcast is up. But we're going to do a little preview about why
I'm
we're
going to play it so
pumped.
hard. Okay, continue.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So before we get all into that, let's start with the very first thing I mentioned. Let's talk about what we've been playing this week, because we do love talking about what we've been playing.
We do love it, Rob.
Sharing that with one another, especially since you have such a diverse library of games that you play every week.
I do, actually, and I'm glad you said that, because what I've been playing this week is Rocket League and Fortnite.
For a second there, I thought you were going to lead me astray
I know.
you've actually been playing,
No, I went with the undercut laugh. I was literally playing Fortnite is literally on my TV right now, waiting for me to finish this podcast, because I was trying to get one of the daily challenges done before we started. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been playing Rocket League. I believe the season ends in like 2 days. So the Battle Pass Rocket Pass 4 starts next week. I want to say Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, so like all new like list of cosmetic items and all that fun stuff, and then of course the season pass or the season what are they called? Rewards. That's the word I was looking for. The season rewards will be out within the next couple of days as well. So I've been trying to grind. Like I feel like I've been trying to grind towards that champion again, but I don't think I'm going to make it in the next couple of days.
Now, because Epic and Psyonix announced that they were getting rid of the crate stuff. Do you remember when that actually starts? Because I don't.
I do not. I would be shocked if they continued with it in the new season. I mean, why not? Okay. Why not just get rid of it now? You know what I mean?
And they may. I can't remember the date.
But I mean, yeah, because I mean, they're not coming. Usually, like a new season comes with like a new crate. So why would you start a new crate if you're just going to get rid of it soon anyway? You know, if you're getting rid of that feature soon anyways. So.
Yeah, I swore they said something about the end of August, so
right.
They may very well. That may be the time coming up here.
Yeah, it would make sense with a new season to just start off fresh and then kind of have like a storefront, kind of like Epic, like Fortnite does, where each day it kind of changes, and then you can invest how much ever you want to spend or not.
Right.
So.
Okay.
So yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What have you been playing, Robert?
Well, I, of course, played a little bit of Yakuza 0 this week. I played a little bit of
I forgot. We played A Way Out together after the podcast last week.
We did play A Way Out.
So I did play more than 2 games. Ha! Huzzah! Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So, no, you're right. We did play A Way Out. We're going to tackle, I think, some more of that tomorrow. We also... I played a little bit of Yakuza 0 this week. I played a little bit of Darksiders. I've been working on those two quite a bit. I also tackled a little bit of Guilty Gear. More of that combat stuff. I actually went back and played a little bit of MK11 as well.
You know what? I was watching that video and I was like, man, I should really toss that back in there.
I just wanted to play Shang Tsung again. Yeah. And I hadn't tried that out yet since he had been added as a character.
I haven't either.
And it's everything I'd hoped for. I really enjoy him, and I actually really enjoy Nightwolf.
Yeah.
Nightwolf
I always loved Nightwolf. I thought he was a great character. So yeah, I need to pop that back in the PlayStation and get to a killing.
Yes. The thing that has taken up most of my time this week, though, and I'm not ashamed
Remnant from the Ashes.
Is Remnant from the Ashes.
I knew it.
I have probably, and when I say most of my time, I don't have a whole lot of time. So when I say most of my time, and I tell you that 8 to 10 hours, you can kind of get a sense of how my time is divided. If that's the majority of my gaming time. And so I'd say I probably sunk about 8 to 10 hours into it so far. It does keep count on the little tracker thing.
Oh, it tracks. Nice.
But but I've also sunk another 2 to 3 hours on the Reddit page as well, reading stuff. And I really thought it was Dark Souls meets Diablo type of deal. But after having played 8 to 10 hours of it, I will tell you that it is much more, in my opinion, much more in line with like a Division 2 type game. So like, because it's a looter shooter.
Right.
Third person action shooter. And so it plays like that, but it has the atmosphere of like a Bloodborne or a Dark Souls. It has the bosses of a Bloodborne or a Dark Souls.
Okay.
And it has the co-op of like a Division 2 though, and it has the loot. And the loot's not quite the same because you're not getting new guns. You're mostly picking up stuff to upgrade your weapons. And so that's kind of what's nice. There's like, you can find weapons occasionally in the world or from defeating a boss, stuff like that. But most of the weapons that you have are just from you being able to, find stuff in the shops that you purchase. And so it's really, really, really good. Like, I'm impressed, beyond impressed with how good it is. And I know there are some bugs that need to be worked out, but the dev has sent out like 3 patches already.
Okay.
I think it's on like patch 1.04. And so there have been several patches within, I'm talking like 5 days. They've patched it like 4 times. And so they're really on top of stuff. They're really active on the Reddit as well. And it's just so good. And it's so good with co-op. Like, I played by myself quite a bit. It's tough as nails by myself. But I did play with a couple of randoms. And that's nice. I think it would be better if you had somebody to play with. And so this is probably why you need to purchase it. But it is such a phenomenal game. Like, it is so much more of a looter shooter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And that's what I really, really like about it. I did not expect that at all. I expected much more of a
Dark Souls,
much more of a Souls experience. Yeah. But when you're shooting enemies down and mowing them down in the corridors, it feels like a third-person Doom or something instead.
Yeah.
Not to that level of speed or anything. It's still a little clunky, but it's definitely not dodging and I mean, there's some dodging and rolling, mainly because there's just so many enemies. But
sure.
For the most part, melee doesn't factor in unless you run out of bullets.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where I know people might be turned off by hearing that it's like a Souls clone, but I tell you right now that yes, it's got the atmosphere, yes, it's got the story, and yes, it's got the build of a Souls game, but the shooting completely eliminates that feeling of being a Souls game.
That's cool.
It's much more of a third-person shooter. And what I really like about it, too, is if everything's randomized. So you could start a game up, and there are certain like areas of the game that are story-related that you and I will have the same experience. But beyond that, the rest of the world that you travel through is randomized and different from mine. So I could jump into your world and have a completely different game experience.
Oh, that's interesting.
Than you would have. And so they encourage you to play it more than once because there might be an NPC that I meet out in the world my first time through the game that you never see. And vice versa.
Interesting.
Or there might be an entire area that's built for me that is filled with flowers and fauna and like overgrown trees, and you might be walking through like a city area instead.
Wow.
And so because everything's randomized. So, and at any point you can actually go back and reset your game and start back from the beginning and get a completely different experience.
Cool.
Yeah, so anyway, not to gush over that, I can't help it, but it just amazed me. I expected like a half what... I mean, I've had my eye on this game for a while. I expected it to be like half good. I did not expect that it would basically steal me away from everything else I've been playing.
That's awesome, though.
That's basically what it's done. Yeah, heck yeah. And so I highly recommend... I mean, it's $40 too, and so it's a lot cheaper than $60.
Yeah.
And if you're hesitant, I would say wait till it drops down to $30 or even $20, but I think it's still worth it by far.
Yeah. I mean, I probably don't really want to spend $40 on a game that you probably won't have time to play with me.
Well, that's literally been all my spare time this week. I set down Yakuza and I set down Darksiders once I purchased that. I think it was on like Wednesday.
Yep.
And Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit yesterday morning, and then probably tomorrow when I have spare time and you and I aren't doing a way out, I'll be in Remnant. Because I'm just obsessed with it. It's probably top 3 games of the year right now for me.
Wow.
And so that's how you know I will have time to play, because it's like top 3.
Yeah, till Creed comes out, till Control comes out.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Control on Tuesday is going to totally mess that up. That's going to divide my time. But I can see myself going back to this one.
Yeah.
Whereas because Control, I imagine, will be a nice, tight experience. And we're going to talk about Control here shortly. So I don't want to say too much, but I feel like I'll get through Control in like a week or two, and then I'll probably move on till the DLC or expansion stuff comes out. And I'll probably jump right back into Remnant, and I'll play Remnant up probably through... I probably will hold off on Borderlands 3 and just continue with Remnant until Code Vein at the end of September. So, we'll see. Alright, moving on. Let's go ahead and just... So we're not going to do the news. We're not going to do it in case you missed it this week. We're going to hit some news stories, but we're actually going to talk about this stuff, a few news stories through some conversational topics. And so I wanted to just hit these up. I've got about 4 or 5 for us, and we can spend as much time as we want on them or as little time as we need, and we can even pass on them as well. The first one I thought I would talk about, just to get it out of the way, is Bro Shooter Call of Duty has an alpha this weekend that's a 2v2 mode. And I thought that was an interesting choice for them.
Yeah.
Seeing as they went Battle Royale last year with no campaign.
Yeah.
And what I found even more interesting about this is that over their regular... Are you okay over there?
Yeah, why?
Oh, okay, I don't know. I just heard loud scrunching noises. I thought maybe you fell into a pile of confetti or something.
No, I'm alright. I put my head down to yawn, but...
Oh, goodness. It sounded like a train coming through.
Maybe, I guess the where I put my head down was like directly into the mic of the phone. And I was directing it away from the computer mic.
The mic.
Yeah.
Okay, so for people at home, you may not have heard any of that, but don't worry
They
about
definitely
it.
didn't hear it. I'm sure you'll
I thought the world was coming to an end. Anyway.
You could edit it out later.
I might leave it in just for the hell of it. So Call of Duty's 2v2 mode, surprised me this week because when they announced that was going to get an alpha, it's not their traditional multiplayer mode. It's not the Battle Royale stuff. And then I saw a news article that said that Battlefield 5 was supposed to have a 5v5 mode, and they just canceled it because they wanted to focus on quality of other areas of the game. So what I wondered is with both of those two major players kind of moving to very small gameplay experiences for multiplayer, or giving that as an option, is this a sign of like a shift in multiplayer arena? Are people getting tired of... Because I know certainly I've heard from several people that that they're tired of Fortnite But I'm wondering, is that a shift away from the battle royale? Is it starting to fade?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like to a certain extent, yeah, maybe. But I feel like part of it has to do with it's hard to get 4 people together all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, me and you are the ones that we play games with, right? Like, it's just 2 of us. You know what I mean? And even me and you, with the way our schedules are, it's hard to get that. So, like, imagine, throwing in, like, maybe Dave or someone else into the mix. And then you're like, okay, well, now you got to coordinate 4 schedules. And you got to see exactly what's going on. Like, I mean, I don't know. It kind of makes sense to me to a certain extent that you kind of make these things a little smaller. Plus, obviously, there's the success of Apex Legends, which is like 3, and I think they just recently or are about to release a solo mode for Apex. So I think it's still going to be Battle Royale, right?
Right.
Ish. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, for sure.
Yeah, and I just wondered about that because when I think about, Fortnite and I think about Apex, and Apex seems to have kind of gotten some ill will towards it lately. We didn't cover that news story last week. And I also know that Apex has seemed to kind of slow down a little bit, and Fortnite, among a good population of younger people that I interact with daily, have talked about how they don't play Fortnite anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the overall numbers probably don't reflect that in a huge way.
No, yeah.
But it does sound slowly like everything is kind of moving away from it. And with, let's be honest, Call of Duty sells really well every year, so they, in some ways, dictate the market for certain things.
Sure.
I almost wonder if this is Activision kind of forcing the hand and going, you know what? Battle Royale worked okay for us, but not as well as we thought. Let's force the hand away from that and move towards maybe something smaller, more concentrated. And like you said, that's beneficial in a lot of ways because, yeah, you and I don't always have time just for the 2 of us, let alone trying to get 4 people together.
Yeah.
Can be difficult.
Exactly.
Now, we're adults, so I imagine as a teenager it might be a little bit
Yeah,
easier.
of course.
But I still think that says something.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, I guess part of the question is it, I'm assuming it's more than 4 people in the game.
No, it's 2v2.
All right.
It's literally just a smaller map, and I'm positive 100%. And it's 2 people versus 2 people, and you eliminate both to win a round, and it's something like best of 3 rounds, best of 5 rounds.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm wondering, with that going on like that, is that them trying to force the tide of, hey, let's force a shift here. Let's kind of get rid of, let's get rid of the bigger stuff and see if we can almost dictate how this is going to work.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, obviously. Sorry. Obviously, it's got to be expensive to create huge maps to fit 100 people and then kind of scale it down as the game goes on, right? Right. I mean, you're creating that much more space for people to be in. So, if it's smaller maps, maybe they can create more of them and, it give more diversity to it. But I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see when we play it, obviously. But it'll be interesting to see. But maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to kind of shift away. Maybe they don't really want to kind of do Battle Royale. Although I also don't think that they were as successful as any of the other Battle Royales. No, they were not. So, I mean, why beat your head against the wall also? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So they're like, all right, well, let's try something completely different and then see what's going on. See if that, throw poop at the wall and see what sticks. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. And I do think that maybe they're looking at something kind of like Rainbow Six, and they're going, well, you know what? they found a niche there that works for them, right? Because it's only 4 to a side. So maybe this is something we need to consider tackling or challenging ourselves with as well.
Yeah, and it throws in, like, I don't know, a different type of gameplay. It gets a lot more tactical. It gets a lot, if you're in close quarters and it's a smaller map, it's, I think it makes it more interesting.
Oh yeah, and absolutely. I've heard plenty of things, and you and I are, like I said, going to go through this tomorrow, but I've heard plenty of things about how much more tactical this is.
Yeah, I bet.
So, we'll see. I mean, I'm kind of excited to see what that goes, or how that works, and what it's like. I'd like to see a shift away from the Battle Royale stuff, because, again, I'm one of those people, I think, who is just tired of it.
Yeah, I can understand. Honestly, even for me this season, I'm like, all right, well, I bought the pass, I better do it. Like, I don't know, like, because I'll play it, like, really hardcore Thursday, because that's when, like, the new, like, weekly challenges come out. And I don't know, the way that they're doing, like, challenges this season, it just seems like I'm not excited to log in every day. I'm not like, oh yeah, I guess I was like, it's more like, all right, well, I better log in and get this so I can get it done with. And I'll play 1 or 2 games and then be done.
Yeah, so it sounds like a checklist, right?
Yeah, it is. I feel like to a certain extent it's become a checklist, yeah. Yeah,
when it's a checklist like that, it's not really worth playing anymore. At least not in my opinion, right? I've noticed how certain games have become a checklist for me, and because of that, I don't like to play them as much anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously you have even less time than I do. I mean, so being, obviously, because you have to, even if you're out of work, you still have to take work home with you.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's a little bit different, but yeah, I do understand what you mean by that when you're kind of like, okay, well, I gotta just do this to get it done with.
Yeah.
But.
And so it's been a little rough in that regard. But, like I said, making it work. And so, yeah, it's tough when you have a checklist like that, and it really does distract. And so I'm very curious to see what ends up happening with this 2v2. And it's a shame that Battlefield canceled the 5v5, because I think they probably could have had something there. Where they could have easily...
But I wonder what they're working on instead.
They claimed that they were working on quality updates and quality of the game and life of the game, and so it was kind of an ambiguous statement.
Of course.
So I'm not quite sure what they were working on. But they were working on something. They're convinced they are.
They were.
Or they're trying to convince us anyway.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's that. Just to kind of move on from that, I thought we could switch totally different things. So Gamescom was this past week, and I thought Gamescom was okay. I thought the Death Stranding stuff, I don't know if you watched any of that, but I thought that was insane. Did you watch any of the Kojima stuff?
It took me a while to actually watch it. I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, oh, yeah, what? This is insane.
Yeah. And so I watched a lot of that, but one of the things that was dropped during this time was a stealth release of the game Erica. Did you see anything about that?
I actually didn't. I just kind of looked on. I was just kind of clicking on it now. I just kind of looked at it. I looked it up. I googled it just now because I was like, because I knew that was next on the list. I was like, I have never even heard of this. What?
Yeah, a lot of people hadn't. And it's a full motion video game. So it reminds me a lot of Netflix's Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
For Dark Mirror, right? Or Black Mirror, I mean.
Yeah.
So that's really what it is, or what it boils down to being. And it's $10, and from what I've heard is it's fantastic. And so I was wondering, is $10 like the right price point to jump in and do this? Would you try a game like that that's full motion video, that is just you selecting some dialogue choices like Bandersnatch? Would you pay $10 to play that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, it seems pretty cheap. It's kind of like going to see a movie, right? You know, you
Actually, yeah, it's about the same price as a movie, depending on where you live.
I mean, it's less expensive than a movie where I live.
Oh, for you,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, unless I go on the right day. I mean, they do have deals on certain days, but
and there's multiple paths.
Yeah.
Right, just like Bandersnatch.
Yeah, exactly. So
I
there's
actually really enjoyed Bandersnatch.
So there's definitely replayability in that sense, where you could play it like probably at least 2 times, and then it's making it like $5, like, you know, 2 $5 movies. Right. You know, yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of an interesting concept. The one question for me is, how long is it?
That I'm not sure of. I've heard varying things. I'm not sure for myself. I haven't found anything concrete on that yet.
Is it kind of like a movie where it's like probably around like an hour and a half to hour 40, like, you know, hour and a half to 2 hours tops?
I'm not sure. Yeah. I actually not sure. If it is, does that change it?
No, but for like, I guess my question, like my kind of devil's advocate question is, how much profitability would there be with a $10 price point and something that, you know, depending on how much it costs to make, obviously, you know, when does it become profitable? How many people have to buy it before it's like in the black?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Well, here's the other question I have, or the thought I have on that is, yeah, so if we're talking about profits in terms of Sony and stuff like that in that studio, I actually wonder if that's why it's $10. If they're able to sell it at a cheap price because it didn't cost that much to make. I mean, think about the development time that takes for a regular video game, the amount of time it takes the amount of resources, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. The turnover time would be quicker.
Yeah, and they didn't have to put any marketing into this because they just announced it during Gamescom, which was free marketing.
Yeah. Oh, so I don't know. The little blurb that I see, it says the entire game is only the length of a movie, about 2 hours.
Okay, and that's actually perfect for me.
Yeah.
Because you're going to play it multiple times.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, yeah, for you, who has, like, very limited time, you can be like, all right, well, instead of watching a movie, I'm going to play a game. Play this game to completion. I mean, there's something definitely...
appealing about that.
Yeah, exactly. There's something definitely exciting about the fact that I can complete this game in 2 hours and feel accomplished, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Although, you know, it's a scary game, so I don't know if I'll like it.
Yeah, it does look like a thriller.
Yeah.
Right? And so, I'm not sure. You know, it's not a horror movie, but it's definitely a thriller. The other thing I'm fascinated by... I don't know,
one of the videos says the most terrifying horror game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't get that impression watching the trailer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll have to trust them on that. What's interesting about that, too, I think, in some regards, is how... you know, the fact that it has a platinum trophy as well.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of excited about that.
Is the platinum trophy called Thanks for Watching Our Movie?
No, it's for certain choices you make.
Ooh.
And so, you know, if you're the kind of person who wants to avoid spoilers, right now I read some of them and it didn't make any sense to me. But I'm sure in the context it would have. You know, if I'm looking for that moment. But it sounds like it's one that can be earned naturally. Right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about going, what do I have to do to get this stupid platinum trophy? It sounds like if you just go through and play a couple times and make the choices, you should be able to earn them.
Yeah. What's funny to me is I just clicked on like their site for it, and it says Erica, an interactive thriller. And what's funny is like there's a picture of the girl that's in it, but it looks like a video game rendered image.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the marketing to go with it is like, well, this is more of a game, but is it really? It's more like a choose your own adventure movie.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that that's their choice that they made.
I will say though, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, if I can play it in 2 hours, I might as well, you know, just try it out. Why not?
Okay. So the decision on this for both of us is we'll probably check it out.
Yeah, I mean, you'll go to bed after this, and maybe I'll just buy it and play it.
Well, I told my wife, I said, you know what? Instead of us watching a film like we do, how would you like to, you know, because we really enjoyed Bandersnatch.
Oh, yeah.
I said, how would you like to do something similar to that? And so it's something you could sit down and do with your family or
Yeah, exactly.
or wife.
So here's a question. Because it's a choose-your-own-adventure, kind of like Bandersnatch, do you get into conflicts of what to choose because it's your significant other?
I don't know how it is in some households. We don't, because what ends up happening is one of us caves into the pressure, doesn't like making that decision, and so we go, "You make the decision," you know?
Yeah. So does it alternate, or is it kind of just like you make the decisions for this specific movie?
I think it's probably more like you make the decision for this specific movie.
Okay. Interesting.
So. Yeah, I have a feeling I would be the one with the controller in the hand for this.
Yeah.
So, but we would probably talk it. Is
she into like scarier things?
No, she hates those, but she does love thrillers. Okay. So that's why.
So yeah, maybe
I'm conflicted on.
Right? Yeah, it could be
on the message. You know, yeah. It seems like a thriller.
Well, if you tell her, it's like it says it's a thriller, and then she's like has like the covers up to her eyes. Is like, I don't care what you press. I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be you with Jillian.
Oh, 100%.
All right.
And it'll be Jillian watching it. And it'll be me with the covers up on my eyes.
Exactly, that's what I mean. All right, so sounds like we'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gamescom, Dreams, apparently, I saw this earlier today, won big time as Game of the Show.
Ooh.
At Gamescom. And so I was wondering, just real quick, does that change our interest in it?
Wait, what's Dreams again?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I just have to see more about it. Again, it's one of those games like that kind of like blindsided me, and I don't really know much about it.
Yeah.
So
I am much more excited. I am much more excited for Concrete Genie than I am for that.
Yeah.
And so if that gives you any indication of it, I would rather play Concrete Genie than I would Dreams.
Remind me though, Dreams is the same people that
create your own.
Yeah, but
Little Big Planet.
Okay, I thought so. And this has been in the works for like a long time, right?
Yeah,
I feel like we've heard about it for years.
Yes, and it's in early access right now, and you can pay $30 instead of $60.
Oh,
and
right.
They said that was a limited thing. So once they were out of the $30 slots, that they would no longer offer that limited access. It would be like shut off. So there's a finite amount of people that can purchase it for that.
Oh, okay.
Now they said that back in I think it was April. They said
they still haven't reached that number.
No, it's still August and they haven't reached that number. So they're either lying about that or nobody cares about this game.
It could have been to generate interest.
Could
be. Like, FOMO, like fear of missing out of like, oh, well, I better get it $30 so I don't have to pay $60 for it. And then it didn't work.
So we'll see. No, it didn't. It did not work at all. Okay, that's a pretty quick answer to that one. So the next topic I thought we could cover just briefly here is the PS5 had some concerns with its design this week coming out. People were freaking out about it because it looked like a flying V, and it looked ridiculous, like a spaceship. And people were concerned. I just want to point out, I feel like that's an unnecessary concern because every dev kit that has ever been released does not look like the final design. And so I feel like this is one of those things where people were crying wolf a little too soon over something that's not.
Well, see, was it like confirmed that it was dev kit? Because I honestly did not hear that until you told me that earlier.
It was later that same day. Someone who is a developer who has been working on a game apparently that is on PS5 said that he has it in his office, and that is indeed what it looks like.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so I don't know that it was picked up necessarily in a lot of news stories, but it was confirmed on Twitter somewhere. I did see on Twitter they said, so I have one of those, and that is exactly what it looks like.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I don't care what it looks like. I don't think it's going to look like that, and I would prefer it doesn't, because I don't know if you've looked at it at all, but
I have.
it's horrifying, and the big reason it's horrifying is because I can't imagine cleaning that or keeping that dust free.
Yeah.
That's actually my biggest concern.
I mean,
that looks like dust would land everywhere inside that.
The article that I watched, or that I read, made some pretty good points about it. It's kind of on along the same lines of, like, gaming desktops and how kind of, like, they're kind of, like, weird looking and super powerful. They kind of pointed out the fact that, you know, if it has all that hardware, it's going to need a lot of ventilation to, like, work properly.
Yes, agreed.
And a lot of heat displacement. So it kind of made sense to me to a certain extent. I will say, so, like, if it looked like that, would you buy it?
Oh, I wouldn't care what it looked like. I'll buy it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't bother me looks, but I do find it funny that people were, like I said, a little freaked out by it. I personally don't see the big huzzah because, again, it's one of those things where most of the time the dev kit does not look like anything like the final product.
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, but see, I didn't even know it was the dev kit, but honestly, it kind of grew on me. I was kind of like, at the beginning, I was like, what the F? And I was like, I read the article and it kind of made sense, and I was just like, yeah, alright. I mean, I'd buy it if it was like that. Whatever. It's fine.
I think that's the other thing. It will grow on people. Like, even if people hate it, it would grow on them anyway. After a while, no one would give two hoolas. I just wonder how loud it will be, too, because if it really needs that much ventilation, is it going to be one of those things where it's incredibly loud?
Yeah, I wonder if that's what's, like, something they're going to, like, kind of, like, work out. Because, I mean, if you look at, like top-of-the-line gaming PCs, they even have, like, some of them have, like, air conditioners. Like, legit air conditioners in them. Like, cooling fans with, like, Freon and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, if it's going to get that hot, I mean, I guess you need the stuff to cool it down. Because, I mean, the last thing you want is it, you know, busting every little bit because it's so hot.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'll be curious to see what it ends up looking like. I just wanted to point that out because I do think it was a little overblown on my social media feed anyway. Yeah. So, let's move on to one of the last topics I want to tie into for today as well. And that is, I do want to talk a little bit about, what the heck was it? Oh, what PS Plus games do we want for September?
Oh, man. I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to say. I mean, September's my birthday month, so it would be nice to have some really good birthday presents. You know what I mean? Really, really good free games that I'm just like, yes! Thank you, Sony. You knew it was my birthday month.
Now, I also wonder, too, I want to preface this when we talk about, like, what games we want. We got to consider the fact that, are they also going to have this thing where, because of the games that are coming out in September, they don't want to take away from or detract from some of those?
Sure, I get that. But what games?
So, I was thinking about that. Like, I don't know how much, I was trying to think if there were any exclusives. I think Code Vein is a PS exclusive.
That's 2, Code Vein 2, right?
Oh, no, it's Code Vein. No, it's just regular Code Vein. Oh, no, you know what? Code Vein is not an exclusive. I don't know what I was thinking there. But I was thinking, like, are they going to worry about anything like Borderlands or I was trying to think beforehand, are there any games that they really have particular deals with that might be interfered with? Because let's face it, when there's a Sony exclusive coming out, the PS Plus games for that month are not very good. right?
Yeah, I guess to a certain extent that makes sense.
And so I was trying to think, is there anything, but Death Stranding's November, Doom's not next month, Outer Worlds is not next month, Borderlands 3 is. And so I was thinking about this, and I don't think there is anything Sony exclusive that would screw this up. Because last year was Spider-Man.
Right.
Right? Spider-Man was in September of last year. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's right.
But I did look up the PlayStation Plus games from last month. And you know what they were for September of last year?
What?
Destiny 2.
Yeah.
God of War 3 Remastered.
Yeah.
Knowledge is Power. Here They Lie. Another World. Cube. And Foul Play.
Those are huge games.
Some of them were, yeah.
I mean, so, I don't know.
And so what do you want for this month?
Oh, man. I mean, I could understand if they did, like, because they've done, what'd they do? They did Tales from the Borderlands before, right? And they did, like, the Handsome Collection recently. So maybe they'll do just, like, another Borderlands title? I don't know.
That might be a little weird, I think.
Yeah.
Another Borderlands.
I don't know. I could see it, but couldn't you see it though as like a promotional thing? Like, here's this free Borderlands game to kind of promote the new Borderlands game.
Yeah, I could see that. I do wonder if that would be 2K shooting themselves in the foot. Also, right? So there's the flip side of that.
Sure.
So I don't know. I mean, that's a tough thing. I think what I thought of earlier today was we just had Gamescom. And at Gamescom, they did announce Little Nightmares 2. I don't know if you ever played the first one.
I did not. No.
Okay. So they did announce that. I could see as like to bounce off of that announcement, I could see a return for that.
I would certainly be excited about Little Nightmares. I have not played it, but I was like, man, this game looks really awesome. So yeah, I would be super excited for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
I will tell you that right now. And so I could see that easily being one of the options, and I would hope for that because that is a great game that I think a lot of people missed out on.
Yeah.
And then the other one I was thinking about was, we didn't cover this, but PSVR owners did just get an email saying, here's a game on us. Not all of them, but select users did. I should say PlayStation users because I don't know if they were all PSVR owners. But basically Sony gave out Astrobot this month.
Right.
And I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So it makes me wonder if that would be a game that we would see, like maybe them find, but then that would kind of invalidate that email at the same time.
Exactly, yeah. That's why I wouldn't see. I mean, I could see maybe like them doing that and then being like, okay, well, here's now that we're kind of gotten into it, here's a VR game for the PS Plus.
Yeah, so that would be kind of cool if they just included an additional one next month. I don't think that'll happen though.
Yeah.
Last but not least, I would actually like to see maybe Doom, even though I own that because Doom comes out in another month. Maybe drop, in a month or so. Maybe drop a Doom game our way.
I can see that maybe. That would make sense to me, I guess, a little bit.
Right?
Yeah, because I mean, what? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a month away or a month or two away, and you kind of like get back into it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the time it's to a certain extent marketing. Or it's games.
Oh, it's huge marketing.
Yeah, so I mean, it would make sense that like a month or two out that they're like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so that's where I could see Doom very well being it.
Yeah.
I think it would be hilarious if it was Fallout 76.
Oh my gosh. Please no.
But I don't see that happening.
Oh.
So.
I mean, just the sheer size of that game. To download on PS Plus, I don't know.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we will.
Plenty of options.
We'll see soon, too, I guess, right? Wednesday, I'm assuming they would announce it?
Yeah.
So by the time you're listening to this, you might be close to knowing.
And laughing at us for like, what are those two idiots talking
right.
about? They have no idea.
Yeah.
All right, well, so just to wrap things up for today, I thought what we could do is touch on something that you and I are both excited about, and it also will be out by the time this podcast is up. And so, we might sound like idiots for talking about it, but you and I are both excited about Remedy's Control.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
And so I thought we could talk about why we're so excited about it and what our expectations are, what we're hoping for.
I don't know. I just think it's going to be so cool. I mean, I do enjoy Remedy as a studio. I think the fact that you have one gun in it and you kind of use your mind to alter it is pretty awesome. And you kind of like upgrade it through these whatever it is. I guess these like mind things. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I don't know. I don't know exactly if I can pinpoint exactly why. I think part of it has to do with the fact that it's a first person, or it's a single player campaign. So I mean, I like that. I feel like it's been a while since I've played a good like single person story driven game. Mm-hmm. I am super intrigued about the craziness that has gone on, so it kind of gives me like BioShock vibes of like, you're kind of, here's this world that you've landed in, and now after the fact, after this thing has happened, you have to figure out why it happened or like what went on.
Okay. So you're excited for a narrative experience.
Oh, 100%.
Along with limited guns, single player. Does that sound right about sum up all your interests?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just I like telekinetic powers a lot.
So it's also
I'm a sucker for telekinesis, man. What can I say?
You know what? I mean, no, there is something cool about it. We haven't had a good game in a while where you can move stuff with your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're gonna get some more of that with Jedi: The Fallen Order.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's what I think makes me even more excited about that, because I'm gonna play the crap out of Control, and then in a couple months get another dose of that where I'm just like a Jedi and just doing the same type of thing. And it'll be a completely different experience, but just as satisfying.
Now, what I'm also excited about, I don't know if you watched the latest trailer for it, but what I am super excited about is the fact that I want to know what Max Payne's role is in it.
Wait, what?
Did you not, and I don't mean Max Payne in the literal sense, I meant the voice actor who voiced Max Payne.
Oh.
Is clearly in this game as well.
Oh.
If you watch the launch trailer, the guy talking
the gameplay
is
trailer?
Max Payne. The one they released a couple days ago, yeah.
Huh, I'll have to watch that again.
Yeah, it's the one where she says, "You called me," and he says, "I did." And the guy talking is Max Payne. Or the voice of Max Payne. So I'm excited to see that role, because don't forget, Remedy made Max Payne, right? They made the original couple of Max Payne games.
I know. That's why I like them as a studio.
Yeah, they made Alan Wake.
Yeah, which
they made Quantum Break.
Obviously, we didn't play either of those.
Yeah. Well, Alan Wake, yeah, I really wanted to get into, but I didn't.
Well,
I just never ended up playing.
They were both Xbox
exclusives. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited. I'm hoping to get to really, really dive into this one. I'm excited for that, though, for the fact that it's another Remedy game, as you said.
Yeah.
I love Remedy.
Yeah, I really do, too.
And I know Quantum Break was not warmly received as well as it could have been.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it. So, we'll see. Those are the big reasons I'm excited for. I'm also super excited for it just because it just looks like it's got its own visual design.
Yeah, the style looks stupid sick.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, just the way it looks, the way the building is designed. And do you see some of like the gameplay where like you take back a control point and the building completely shifts?
Yes.
Ugh. What? Get out of here. Can it be Tuesday already? Because you know me, I love a good control point takeover. I mean, I'm always into Far Cry games because of that. Just being around, you can sneak around if you want, or you can go blasting. It's, I feel like Control Points, I don't know, I feel like it diversifies the gameplay or lets you play the game a little bit the way you want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But either way, like the fact that like the building completely changes once you've like recaptured it, I'm like, what? What? Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very good.
Super excited.
So we'll see how that turns out for us. But I feel like we're going to be talking quite a bit about it.
Oh, we will, 100%.
Next week, and who knows, depending on how long it is, because that seems to be a concern for some people. We may end up doing like a spoiler cast type thing too.
Ooh, fun.
You know, if we can finish it by next week.
I mean, Rob, my girlfriend's not going to be back next week, and
so spoiler cast from you.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll be talking about how I've played 2 hours of it.
Exactly. I mean, I am going to try to buckle down. I do want to get stuff taken care of for her before she gets back, but Control will certainly be on my list of things to procrastinate from my help me procrastinate from the other things that I need to do.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if there's anything else I can really say about it. I'm just anticipating it. I expect it to be very well done with story.
Yeah.
I expect the gameplay will be fun enough for me. I don't need something extremely good. I just need something decent, and I feel like I'll get that out of that. More than decent, probably.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
So
like,
I feel like,
I mean, you know, looking back on like Max Payne and stuff, those were pretty cool stories. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed the story of Max Payne as well as like the, you know, bullet time kind of maneuvering and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that noir story.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Exactly. So to have this kind of like thriller kind of throwbacky, you know, is it present day? Is it in the past? Is it in the future? I don't know. But
yeah,
it looks awesome. And honestly, like something like watching like the gameplay a little bit, like some of like the facial features are insane, man. Just like, you know,
the destructive environments are really good too.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's the other thing I'm really excited about.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Well, let's wrap it up with like we always do with see you soon.
Are you gonna let me go first
right.
this week, or do you want to go first?
Oh, that is a tough choice. I'm going to let you go first this week.
Thank you. It's so kind of you, sir. All right. First up, we got Agent A Puzzle in Disguise. Ooh, PS4 digital out August 29th. You play as Agent A in this stylish secret agent world full of retro futuristic contraptions, hidden gizmos, gadgets, and clever logic-based puzzles. But do be warned, Ruby LaRouge is no spy to be taken lightly. Explore a labyrinth of perplexing puzzles in this quirky game of cat and mouse that'll have you wondering whether you're the cat or the mouse.
I like the cheesiness of that name, Ruby LaRouge.
Yeah. Red.
There's something about
red,
that.
Little red.
Yeah. The Bard's Tale 4, Director's Cut. Goodness, I didn't realize there was 4 of these. Hidden in the shadows, an evil has waited patiently until now. Who will face the darkness if not you? A heroic adventure featuring 50-plus hours of gameplay, 350 speaking parts, a legacy mode for returning fans, and over 100 pieces of incredible music.
Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad I went first. Control, PS4 digital retail. After a secretive agency in New York is invaded by an otherworldly threat, you become the new director, struggling to regain control. From developer Remedy Entertainment, this supernatural third-person action-adventure will challenge you to master the combination of supernatural abilities, modifiable loadouts, and reactive environments while fighting through a deep and unpredictable world. Ooh, I can't wait!
I am sold. Sign me up. I don't think I need to know anything else. I really don't.
I'm torn between canceling my Amazon and getting the digital copy with all those goodies or not.
Well, the physical collectors of the world would tell you don't cancel your physical copy.
I know.
However,
But there's so many digital
I do
goodies,
like all the
Robert.
digital goodies. Yeah, I like those too, and so I went digital with this one because
Like, I don't know if I don't think they're going to let me buy a theme. I want one of those themes. I want both of those themes, but I don't think they're going to let me
the
just
theme
buy
is pretty
it.
cool. I gotta admit, I'm glad I chose that.
All right, side rant over. Continue.
So, Crystar, PS4 digital retail. Crystar is an action RPG developed by Furu Corporation. Rey fights her way through the afterworld of Purgatory to rescue Mariah, the little sister she killed. Well, that sounds awful. Crystar's unique game mechanics allow the player to harness the power of grief, use Rey's tears to craft weapons and armor, as well as summon a guardian to protect her in battle.
Yeah, I would believe, just based on the description and the thing, that it's Crystar, not Crystar.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, harnessing grief. Like, the girl in the picture is crying. There's a teardrop coming from the sea itself. It's probably Crystar.
Before I read the description, I looked at the title.
Yeah,
So
I know. I'm just saying. Just saying.
This next one is by the guys from Until Dawn.
Ooh, Dark Pictures, Man of Medan. Medan. I don't know. Anyways, PS4 digital retail out August 30th. Dark Pictures Anthology. The Dark Pictures Anthology is a series of standalone cinematic horror games. Each game features a brand new story, setting, and characters with a fully branching narrative. In Man of Medan, 5 friends set sail on a holiday diving trip. As the day unfolds and a storm rolls in, their trip soon changes into something much more sinister. Who will live? Who will die? It's all down to you. Ooh, creepy.
Yeah, that sounds really good, and I'm sure because of the way Until Dawn was, that will be really, really good.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that it's coming out the same week as as Control.
Yeah.
Because I just can't imagine myself wanting to play anything else at the moment.
Yep.
Alrighty. I heard good things about this one as well. Decay of Logos. Embark on a journey of revenge and betrayal, set in motion by the destruction of our young adventurer's village at the hands of the Crimson Knights. Find solace in your trusty elk companion as you battle the unforgiving foes that roam this once peaceful realm. Venture into ancient ruins and dungeons in search of its rewards in a quest to find the truth behind the attack of Ada's home.
It sounded like you said find solace. Like soulless. Instead of solace. Okay. Find solace. Who's Solus?
That one I think is like Zelda meets Dark Souls.
Ooh. That sounds interesting.
I think.
Alright, up next we got Headspun PS4 digital out August 28th. After waking from a 5-week coma, Theo finds his life in disrepair. With no memory of the accident, it's up to Ted and Teddy, the conscious and subconscious voices in his head, to work out what happened and put his life back on track. Headspun is a game about recovery, discovery, and the ongoing battle between logic and emotion. You know what?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I gotta say, from that description, that kind of thing, in my mind, that kind of thinks, I kind of like go back to Celeste and how that could be like a sleeper, like indie hit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just based on that description. Okay.
Speaking of sleepers, Hero Express PS4 digital out August 30th. Oh, did I forget to say hit after sleepers?
Yeah.
Crazy monsters, mad tracks, incredible vehicles. This is the world of Hero Express, where the hero isn't the one to save the day. Isn't the one to save the day? Okay. Hero Express is a 2D physics-based driving game, but unlike other driving games, this isn't a race to get to the end of the track first, but to get there alive. A challenge of skill and patience.
Ooh, interesting.
Boring.
Also, like, how if you're not first, I'm confused. But okay. Hookbots PS4 digital out August 29th. Challenge your human friends in this multiplayer robot party game with 52 ways to customize your bots and 14 game modes. From knights and dinosaurs to bounty hunters and space warriors, choose, customize, and crush tons of different bots.
All right. Not too bad.
I feel like that one had to be delivered with gravitas. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Human Anatomy VR.
Ooh.
Can you rebuild the human body? Do you know where the humor is located?
What?
Get to know the whole human body in an enjoyable way thanks to the Human Anatomy VR. Human Anatomy VR is an educational application in virtual reality. The application depicts simplified anatomy models suitable for high school students. Human Anatomy VR offers unique virtual and educational experience.
Were you giggling because getting to know the human body in an enjoyable way?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can think of another one, but, that's just me.
Wording.
Yeah. Invisigun Reloaded PS4 Digital. The ultimate stealth battle adventure where everyone's invisible. Risk versus reward guides your journey through the full-length single-player campaign and local/online multiplayer. Vigilance is key as environmental tells such as footprints and other disturbances will point out careless cadets. Ooh, I like that. Careless cadets. That's a good alliteration there. A massive amount of lovingly made environments, maps, modes, and abilities, all obsessively balanced, combined for high replayability and a deep path to mastery.
Interesting. Not too bad. Now, this next one I'm excited about.
Just the name. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to remember. I think these are the guys who left Media Molecule
Oh.
to make their own game. So that's why it might look that way. Knights and Bikes. Knights and Bikes is a hand-painted action-adventure for 1 or 2 players set on a British island in the 1980s. It's a coming-of-age story starring Nessa and Demelza, exploring the coast of Penfurzy on their trusty bikes, looking for a legendary lost treasure in a Goonies-inspired tale of excitement, danger, fun, and friendship. I think that one was on Kickstarter for a while.
That's cool. Alright, Legend of the Skyfish. PS4, Vita digital cross-buy. Right up your alley, Robert.
Oh, that's weird.
Legend of the Skyfish is a beautiful level-based adventure puzzler with a unique weapon and tool, a fishing pole. Follow the intrepid Little Red Hook on her journey with the moon whale to defeat the monstrous skyfish. So it's a fishing game?
Your guess is as good as mine, I suppose so.
Cool.
All right. Lord of the Rings adventure card game.
Oh, if this is anything like Magic, I am in.
Build a deck of iconic heroes and challenge the forces of Sauron in this thrilling tactical card game. Go forth and explore famous locations, complete story-driven quests, and forge your own legend of Middle-earth. But beware the eye of Sauron. Should you draw his attention, all will be lost.
Ooh, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Right. All right, MXGP 2019, the official motocross video game. PS4 digital retail. The official Motocross Championship video game is back with lots of new features in the series. For the first time in the series, you'll be able to challenge MXGP and MX2 riders, bikes, and teams in all official 2019 races around the world. Join the MX2 and MXGP championships financed by a sponsor or get hired by an official team.
Goodness, that was a lot.
Yeah.
At least it felt like it. All right. Newt won out PS4 digital.
Talk about a lot.
Newt. I know. Newt 1 rewards players for how much life they bring to the game world, not how much life is taken from it. Experience your progress through color and music swelling in the game world as you play Newt, a new tone in the musical land of Groovy Hue, which has fallen to the great slumber. Awaken this sleeping, silent world to enjoy 2 new heights of color and music in this colorful and relaxing 3D platforming journey of cheer, music, and friendship.
I kind of like that. Sounds pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games out this week. Good lord.
Yeah, I know, right? Alright, Pacific Wings out August 26th. PS4 digital. Pacific Wings is a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up with retro style graphics where you fly an American P-38 airplane during the Battle of Midway. Ah, such a simple description. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Strength of the Sword Ultimates. Arcade-style action that combines the tactical skill-based combat of a fighter with the progression, overwhelming odds, and awesome boss battles of an old-school brawler. Short and sweet.
Ooh, fun. All right. We did this last week, but I'm doing it again. Tokyo Chronos PSVR digital out August 26th. An empty, deserted Shibuya, where time has frozen over. A suspenseful mystery woven by 8 childhood friends trapped inside. Lost memories, a strange message. I am dead. Who killed me? Who is I? Why do we lose our memory? Who is the killer? Fragments shattered by a broken mirror. Where does the truth lie? Wait, what? Why did that quote not end?
I don't know. Did you read that one last week too?
That's what I said, yeah. But I don't think... I don't think
specifically, right?
Yeah, no, I specifically... Yeah, that's why I remember. I specifically remembered Shibuya. But I don't remember it ending like that.
I don't know, but I hope that it's out again next week. And then what I'll do is I'll make you read it a third time, and I hope that it gets even longer. Maybe we'll finish the quote.
Maybe.
All right. Vambrace, Cold Soul International. Vambrace, Cold Soul is a rogue-like fantasy adventure set amidst a frozen landscape. Plan your expeditions underground, then journey to the cursed city surface with your team of heroes. Wield unique powers, avoid dangerous traps, brave strong encounters, and survive deadly combat. That actually sounds kind of cool.
Ooh. All right, Waltz of the Wizard Extended Edition, PSVR Digital. Waltz of the Wizard is a virtual reality experience that lets you feel what it is like to have magical powers. The Extended Edition is a remaster of the original that adds new spells, interactions, and secrets, along with performance optimizations and new options that help keep the experience an excellent showcase for VR.
Okay.
That's cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whipsy and the Lost Atlas. In Whipsy and the Lost Atlas, you play as Alex, a young boy whose curiosity has landed him in a world of trouble. After finding himself lost in a strange world and being transformed into a magical creature named Whipsy, also known as Kirby, he must solve the mystery of the Lost Atlas to return to his original form and go back home. He looks like Kirby.
He definitely looks like
Just
Kirby, 100%.
Okay, this last one, I am super pumped
Kirby
for.
with hair. All right, last but not least, we got Wreckfest. PS4 Digital Retail. Break the rules and take full contact racing to the limit with Wreckfest. Expect epic crashes, neck-to-neck fights over the finish line, and brand new ways for metal to bend. There are the once-in-a-lifetime moments that can only be achieved in Wreckfest, with its true-to-life physics simulation crafted by legendary developer Bugbear, who also brought you Flat Out 1 and 2.
Nice.
I feel like that lost a little bit of momentum because it talked about the dev.
Yeah.
I was so excited reading it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh.
I am excited about that one. I've heard good things, and that is the closest we will get to like a Destruction Derby on PS4.
Dude, I mean, again, maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but I swear, I thought Burnout Paradise had like a wrecking thing, and maybe it was a different Burnout game. Like where they had a mode specifically where you would like crash and try to cause as much monetary damage as possible to the cars that were in front of you. But I loved the physics in that. It was so cool, like just seeing like all like the pieces of the car just like shatter all over the place. So if this is kind of like true to life physics, I'm kind of that makes me kind of excited for this too.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard. I've heard really good things, and so we'll see. Maybe I'll be curious of the price point.
Yeah,
because I don't know the price of it. I think it's maybe $20.
That's it.
But we'll see.
No,
I don't know. I might be wrong.
Digital and retail? No, if it's a retail game, it's got to be at least $40.
Probably 40. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably
the bare minimum, it's $40.
Probably falling that Far Cry New Dawn kind of pricing or Remnant pricing.
Yeah, maybe.
So, which is something we'll need to talk about, I feel like, in the future about, like, pricing gigs, because I feel like certain games are getting different pricing gigs, and I'm kind of enjoying it. Like, I'm enjoying seeing the different price ranges.
Yeah.
So, alright, anyway. That's all I've got.
Oh, yeah? That's it?
That's it. That's all I can think of, right?
All right, yeah, sure.
Sure. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Hell yeah.
If you can remember what game actually has a Burnout Paradise, or if it's Burnout Remastered, or if it's something else that actually has what Matt's talking about,
Yeah.
please let us know. Write us at weare1ur2@gmail.com, or find me on Twitter at weare1ur2, and let us know. And until next time, game on.
Game on. This is outro music! Wreckfest! Outro music! Wrecking cars and taking names! Don't get in front of me, cause I will destroy you!
I wanted that last line to rhyme.
Oh. What, with name?
Yeah.
Alright, fine. Taking names! You really want to play this game?
I'll take it.
Oh, man. Good times, good times.